Welcome to the AFR Saints channel, where we provide you daily content on your favorite team, the New Orleans Saints. Do us a favor and hit that subscribe button. Be sure to leave your comments below and smash that like button. Who dat?
It's so odd when a Week 18 game between two teams that aren't going to the postseason becomes such a giant national talking point and storyline. But that's what happened when the Saints scored at the end of the game against the Atlanta Falcons. And we learned, obviously, that it was in victory formation. And you know the story by now. Jameis and the offense defied Dennis Allen. They scored when they weren't supposed to. They were just taking a knee. Arthur Smith got mad. Dennis Allen, in turn, went through his players under the bus, etc. Well, there's been a ton of reaction to that. And Amy Trask's reaction was interesting. If you're not familiar, Amy Trask spent a quarter century in the front office with the Raiders, and was there when Dennis Allen was the head coach of the Raiders. And apparently, she didn't have super high praise of Dennis Allen. Amy Trask was on the What the Football with Susie Schuster and Amy Trask podcast, and she gave her reaction to when she learned the players went rogue and disobeyed Dennis Allen.
In what world does this happen to a team where a quarterback basically gives his head coach the middle finger?
In what world? When your head coach is Dennis Allen. Susie, I'm speaking from experience. As you know, I overlapped with Dennis Allen in Oakland for 1 year. And everything I observed during that year is such that when that play happened, I wasn't the least bit surprised. Now, if it happened to any other coach, I would have been surprised. It happened and Dennis was a coach. I was not the least bit surprised.
Okay. Why not? Amy Trask continued.
Shortly after Dennis was hired by the Saints, I was asked about him, about his coaching, his leadership on CBS Sports. And I answered in the following manner because now I have an addition to that answer. I shared my views of Dennis's leadership, and I use that word in quotes. And I quickly noted that, look, we can all learn on the job, we can grow on the job, we can improve on the job. I not only grew on my job, I grew up on the job. I grew up on the job, I learned, I made mistakes, and I said, Dennis can do that as well. And what that play made clear to me is he has not changed his leadership style.
Bingo. And I think this is an important point. I was okay with the Saints hiring Dennis Allen. I've said this all along. It made sense. You had won a lot. Dennis Allen had been a head coach before. This was an opportunity for him to be a head coach again in a better environment, better ownership, better leadership, better roster. He had made his mistakes, see if he had improved. There's a lot of reasons why you could think that could work. And Amy Trask is right. She thought, well, yeah, he can improve. Everybody can improve. But that play was evidence of why I had. And she, the number 4, Musa, good. She illustrated further why that last play, it tells you everything you need to know about Dennis Allen.
My point is not to belabor the past, but I gave him the same benefit of the doubt that he could go to New Orleans and learn from what went wrong in Oakland, where, there's that expression, he lost the locker room. I don't know that he ever had the locker room to lose it, but what I saw in that game when Jameis indicated that, yes, he knew the team was instructed to take a knee in a victory formation, but the team decided not to do that, that told me everything I needed to know.
She's not wrong. This is Amy Trask, again, who worked in the front office with the Raiders when Dennis Allen was there as the head coach, and she's sharing her personal experience and how what happened illustrates what a lot of us are saying. And I want to remind you, and you could say, well, Sean Payton hired Dennis Allen. Yes, he did. Sean Payton hired Dennis Allen, the defensive coordinator. Sean Payton didn't hire Dennis Allen, the head coach. Amy Trask knew Dennis Allen, the head coach, in Oakland almost a decade ago. And they're very clearly still the same person. He didn't learn or develop the lessons that he should have learned as a head coach the first time. She told Amy, play this one, Muse. Amy Trask tells the story of Dennis Allen's very first staff meeting in Oakland. Give a listen.
Day one, he's hired, calls a staff meeting or asks that a staff meeting be called of every single person in the organization. And everyone was so excited, and every single department, coaching, trainers, equipment, tickets. I made sure every business department was there. The auditorium was packed. And he got up and he was really rude. Not only didn't he demonstrate leadership to enthuse the staff and to excite the staff and to lead the staff, he was demeaning, he was derisive, and people walked out of that room just stunned.
You know, it's one person's perspective, but it's interesting because it underscores from a decade ago what we're all saying now in a completely different place and environment for someone who has no ties whatsoever to the New Orleans Saints. That's why her perspective is interesting. And this is symptomatic of Dennis Allen's tenure as a head coach, and quite honestly, an extension of Derek Carr as well. Dennis Allen throwing his players under the bus in the postgame. This was fascinating. I was listening to Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob, and keep in mind, Hester played in the NFL, and they had Matt Flynn with him as well, and Matt Flynn played in the NFL for the Packers and with Aaron Rodgers, and he played in New England and New Orleans and Seattle and Oakland. And listen to this back and forth with Hester and Flynn about how guys in the locker room, these guys who played in the NFL, how they reacted to what Dennis Allen said, throwing his team under the bus there at in the postgame press conference.
I've never seen a more disappointing or weak performance of a head coach than that statement at a press conference.
I agree. Wholeheartedly agree.
As a player, you never throw your team under the bus like that.
Even if you disagree 1,000%, you
just don't say anything.
Nope.
You don't have to defend it.
Just say we're going to handle that internally. Miscommunication. Yeah. Having your teams back is the ultimate day one. Hey, install one. We're in this together. That's goal. We are, no matter what, we are in this together. Yep. Hell or high water, we're in this together, right?
That is day one coaching in Little League. So I saw your thing. It's like, tell me you lost respect. I don't even know if he lost respect. Like, it wasn't a disrespectful thing towards Dennis Allen that they changed the play. Like, get the guy a touchdown. Who cares? Like, okay, he changed the play. Rival. You shouldn't change it. But, like, they did it. They're grown-ass men.
Yeah.
Whatever, you defend them. But the lack of leadership that is shown, I would guarantee you that he has zero respect in the locker room right now.
You don't have to like me saying it. How about two dudes that played in the NFL? Not even a commentary on the play that is, if that's Bush League with that. Not even that. Just what the head coach did in the postgame press conference. That is Dennis Allen, and he's built a culture where Derek Carr chastises Chris Olave for giving up on a route that wasn't even supposed to go to Chris Olave. Should have you not given up on the route? Yeah, but there's your quarterback on the field chastising the receiver. There's your quarterback getting into a shouting match with Eric McCoy, his center, on the field. It's the displacement of blame. The goal line interception against the Falcons. Derek Carr only he was like half pregnant with taking responsibility. Yeah, well, the guy just made a great play. No, Derek Carr, that's your fault. You stink. Own it. But that's the problem, because that's the culture that Dennis Allen has bred in New Orleans. And you don't have to like me saying it, but listen to executives from other organizations, guys who have been in NFL locker rooms that have no affiliation whatsoever with the Saints or with Dennis Allen. But they're all singing the same song. And the longer the Saints continue to double down with Dennis Allen, the longer the Saints will continue to exist as an irrelevant team in the championship sense in the NFL.
Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact, and be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.